Welcome to the deep dive. Tonight, we're focusing on a huge game. The UEFA Champions League semifinal, second leg. Inter Milan versus Barcelona, live from the San Siro.
Right, it's May 6th, 325, and after that absolutely wild 3-3 draw in the first leg, it's all square. Winner gets a spot in the Munich final.
Against PSG or Arsenal, yeah.
Yeah.
Stakes couldn't be higher, and that first leg, what a goal fest.
Oh, totally. Some amazing goals. Thuram's quick back heel, Dumfries with two from, well, unlikely situations for him maybe, Yamal's solo effort.
Don't forget Torres and Raphinha chipping in for Barça too. It really showed Inter's potency from set pieces. 14 corner goals now?
Incredible stat. Against Barcelona's attack, which, is banged in the 37 goals in the competition, just firepower everywhere.
Exactly. So with the tie balance on a knife edge, we thought we'd drill down into the key player battles. These individual matchups, we reckon, are where the game will be won or lost.
Absolutely. Forget the grand tactical schemes for a second. These head-to-heads are crucial. Shall we start with maybe the most eye-catching one? Lamine Yamal versus Alessandro Bastoni.
Okay, yeah, let's dive into that. Yamal, just 17 years old, scored in the first leg, youngest ever in a semifinal, apparently.
Which is just phenomenal.
And his performance, wow. The goal, hit the woodwork twice, 10 progressive carries. People were saying he was the best player out there.
Hard to argue, really. His pace, the dribbling, especially when he cuts inside from the right. He looked, well, unplayable at times. And it was his 100th Barça game, believe it or not.
Crazy milestone at 17. So Bastoni on Inter's left side of defense, he's usually so solid, good on the ball, great passer.
Yeah, his long balls are a key part of Inter's build-up, 88% pass accuracy, something like that.
Yeah.
But he did seem to struggle a bit against Yamal in that first leg. Lost a few duels there.
He did. So for this leg, Bastoni's positioning has got to be spot on, hasn't it? Against those diagonal runs Yamal makes.
Definitely. If Yamal can isolate Bastoni, get him one-on-one cutting inside, that stretches Inter's whole shape. That's how he scored in the first leg, remember? Beat him inside.
Right. And Inter have this amazing unbeaten home run in the Champions League 15 games. But Yamal's in such hot form. 5 goals in the competition. That record is under threat if Bastoni can't handle him.
True, but Bastoni has his strengths. He's physically imposing, over 1.9 meters tall, wins most of his aerial duels. If you can use that physicality, maybe force Yamal wide.
Keep him away from the danger zone.
Exactly, make him play on the outside. That could limit Barca's threats significantly, especially considering their open play XG wasn't huge in the first leg, despite the goals.
So it's Yamal's flair and youth versus Bastoni's experience and physicality. And you've got that tactical layer to Barca's high line.
Which Inter will look to counter. So Bastoni needs to defend Yamal and be ready to, step up or launch those counters himself.
It feels like a huge moment in the game. Does Yamal create a goal or assist again? Or can Bastoni win those duels and push him wide? That could be decisive.
Couldn't agree more. Okay, let's flip over to the other side. Denzel Dumfries for Inter against, likely, Iñigo Martínez for Barcelona.
Dumfries. What a first leg he had. Man of the match, surely.
Oh, absolutely. 2 goals at volley, then the header, plus the assist for Thuram's opener. Just immense.
His aerial ability was surprising, maybe, but so effective. Won loads of duels. And his runs forward, the crosses, he really troubled Barca down that side.
And Inter drawing 5 offsides in that game shows how they were looking to exploit Barca's high line, with runs from players like him.
So Martinez steps in at left back for Barca, because Koundé's out and Balde's a doubt.
Seems likely, yeah. He played there in the second half of the first leg. He's experienced, decent passer, good clearance numbers.
But pace, compared to Balde, or even Dumfries.
That's the issue. He doesn't have that recovery speed, and Dumfries definitely took advantage of that. Won, 4 out of 6 duels against him?
Yeah, something like that. And this links back to Inter's set-piece threat again, doesn't it?
Totally. Dumfries' header came from a Çalhanoğlu corner. Inter have scored 14 from corners. Martinez has to be switched on marking him.
Especially with Barca looking a bit makeshift at the back, maybe Eric Garcia at right back too. It feels like an area Inter will target.
You'd think so. Dumfries' physicality, his aerial threat, especially at the San Siro, where Inter average a good number of shots from corners, that's a big advantage.
Martinez has bags of La Liga experience, over 200 games, but playing out of position against this Dumfries, that's a huge ask.
It really is. So the key here, can Dumfries deliver again, maybe another goal or assist from a set play, or can Martinez somehow keep him quiet?
Fascinating battle. Okay, let's move into the middle, the engine room. Çalhanoğlu versus Pedri.
Ah, midfield controllers. This could dictate the whole tempo of the game.
Çalhanoğlu, he pulls the strings for Inter, doesn't he? So important for their build-up and those counterattacks.
Absolutely. His passing was superb in the first leg. barely misplaced one, and he got the assist for Dumfries second with that corner delivery. His long balls, key passes, they're vital.
Plus his defensive work rate. And he's fresh, right? Coming back from suspension.
Yeah, he'll be buzzing. Crucial for Inter's rhythm. Then you've got Pedri for Barcelona.
The metronome. So calm, such control. His passing accuracy is always high, loads of progressive passes. He set up Raphinha's equalizer.
His vision, how he wriggles out of pressure. Barca need that, especially against Inter's pressing game. Inter win the ball back a lot in midfield.
So Pedri needs to be careful not to get caught in possession.
Definitely. Because Çalhanoğlu can punish that instantly, launching those counters. We saw Thuram's goal came from a quick transition targeting Barca's high line.
But then Pedri's composure helps Barca bypass that press. He had that lovely diagonal pass for Raphinha, which led to the Torres goal, too.
Exactly. It's Çalhanoğlu's counters and set pieces versus Pedri's control and creativity. Such a contrast in styles, almost.
Tactically, maybe Çalhanoğlu's defensive contribution gives Inter a slight edge there. Plus the set-piece danger.
Possibly. Though Pedri, he's still only 22, maybe his stamina could tell later on. Although he didn't play the full 90 against Valladolid, maybe he's fresh enough.
So the decider here, Çalhanoğlu assist or set-piece goal? Or does Pedri unlock Inter's defense, which has conceded 5 goals recently with a killer pass for Yamal or Raphinha?
That feels like the crux of it in midfield. And finally, let's look at Barca's left wing. Raphinha versus Federico Dimarco.
Raphinha, Barca's top scorer in the Champions League this season, which is saying something.
12 goals overall now, yeah. And that equalizer in the first leg was a stunner, wasn't it, from 25 yards out?
Absolutely ripped it. He creates chances, takes players on, delivers key passes. He'll be targeting Dimarco on Inter's right side defensively, which is actually Dimarco's left side attacking. It gets confusing.
Plays left wing back, yeah. Dimarco's a big attacking outlet for Inter himself. Great crosses, always looking to get forward and support the attack with progressive passes.
But defensively, Raphinha seemed to test his recovery pace in the first leg. Lost a couple of duels there.
He did. Raphinha's goal definitely exposed that a bit. Barcelona had a lot of shots in the first leg, 18, I think, 6 on target, and Raphinha's interplay and shooting are key to that volume.
So Dimarco needs to balance his attacking runs with making sure he doesn't leave space for Raphinha, who's got a decent conversion rate, too.
Exactly. Dimarco's overlaps are important for creating chances for Thuram and others, but he can't afford to switch off defensively.
Raphinha might have slightly fresher legs, too. He was subbed against Valladolid. Does that give him an edge?
Could do. But Dimarco will be playing at home, feeding off that San Siro energy. He offers that two-way play.
So another goal or assist for Raphinha. Or can Dimarco lock down that flank defensively while still offering a threat going forward?
That's the question. Okay, so summing it all up, Inter's strengths are clear. That amazing home record, the set-piece dominance, the counterattack threat, Dumfries, Çalhanoğlu are key there.
And if Lautaro Martinez isn't fully fit, Thuram and maybe Taremi have to step up and really punish that Barca high line.
While Barcelona rely on their sheer attacking quality, 37 goals is incredible holding possession, and the individual brilliance of Yamal, Raphinha, Pedri.
But that defense, Condé out, maybe Garcia at right back, Martinez at left back.
Yeah.
It looks vulnerable to Inter's counters.
It does. Look at the first leg stats. Inter caught offside 5 times, Barca 0. That tells you about the counter threat versus the high line. Inter scored 3 from low open play XG. Barca scored 3 from a higher XG, but still needed moments of quality.
So these battles really are where it's at. Yamal versus Bastoni, Dumfries versus Martinez for set pieces, Çalhanoğlu versus Pedri for control, Thuram versus Cubarsí testing the high line, Raphinha versus Dimarco for that spark.
It really feels like the whole tie could swing on one or two of these duels, going decisively one way. Inter's home advantage is statistically significant. Opta gives them like a 60% chance maybe, and their defense is usually tight at home.
But Barca can score goals anywhere, anytime. So prediction time, where do you land?
This is tough. My head says Inter's home form in those set pieces might just edge it. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe a 2-1 win for Inter.
So 5-4 on aggregate to Inter?
Yeah, something like that. I could see Dumfries or Thuram getting on the score sheet again, maybe exploiting those matchups against Martinez and Cubarsí. But I also think Barca with Yamal or Raphinha will likely grab a goal. Feels like it'll be tight.
I think you might be right. It feels like Inter just have that slight edge at home, that defensive structure combined with the counter and set-piece threat.
So as you watch this one unfold, keep a really close eye on those specific battles we talked about. See who's winning their individual duel.
Because that's likely where this Champions League semifinal will be decided. Will Inter's San Siro factor and tactical strengths hold firm, or can Barcelona's attacking stars produce enough magic to overcome those defensive questions and book their ticket to Munich?
It's perfectly poised. Shouldn't miss it.